Yo, we are back and low key just in time for qualifying in Suzuka, Japan, but episode 40, Lockup Podcast. Uh, actually, we were supposed to record yesterday, but it kind of just seemingly worked out today that we're recording because big news. Big news today. Let's just kick that right off with that because that's the most recent stuff that came out.
Hit me with it.
We got Nick DeFries signing to AlphaTauri for at least a year, and we have Pierre Gasly taking that Alpine seat, now making Alpine a completely French team. You have a French
Oh, wee
team.
wee.
Oh, oui, oui. You have a completely French team. You have two complete French drivers. Like, I mean, brand for the brand, it's probably the best thing you can do.
I feel like they can't even be mad anymore about how things worked out for them because now they're just fully French. I want to say I don't know what the thing is. Like we got red-blooded Americans, but what do you got for the French?
I don't know. I don't even.
Carrying Frenchies.
My croissant. But like, I don't know. It's like,
That's kind of sick. I'm excited for it.
no, that's super sick because one, like we said, it's like Ferrari having an all Italian team or the French having an all French team, or I mean,
It's
like I
basically their
guess Mercedes
national
has a
team.
completely British driver, but Mercedes is German, right?
They're German, yes.
Yeah, so it'd be like Schumacher and Vettel on the same team. So like that would be super sick. But so I guess let's see. What was the
You got
rumor?
Haas. They don't even know what they are. They're an American team with a German team principal and they had a Russian sponsor at one point, and they got a freaking Italian car.
Yeah, it's definitely weird vibes over there at the America's F1 team, as their Twitter bio says. Like
Yeah, weird vibes there.
it's a
But
little bit confusing.
let's talk about this though, since we got the AlphaTauri seat locked down, we got Alpine seat locked down. There's only two seats left on the grid open, and that's Haas and that's Williams.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
coveted seats, you might say.
Uh, some could say. So-
That was sarcasm, ladies
Dude,
and gentlemen. But
that's how unexcited. Like, okay, don't get me wrong. When we started the season, and even in the middle of the season, we were super team Haas. You have like Gunther
I want to
Steiner, the
say
rock star. Go ahead.
I'm still Team Haas. I'm still Team Haas, but
I
man, they've
am
been
too. It's just so
MIDI.
underwhelming, bro. Like, even if they re-sign Mick, cool, awesome. Like, you got Magnussen, you got Mick, or whatever. Well, who are they actually talking to now? What was it? Hulkenberg was the lead one. Mick's
Giovinazzi.
consideration. Giovinazzi was somehow in consideration. I don't know
You
how,
gotta
but
assume Danny Rick's in the mix.
I mean, yeah, but even with Haas, like. Do they even want him? Because it doesn't even seem like they. It, I hate saying this out loud, but I've come to accept it. Is anyone even showing interest in Danny Rick? Even a little bit, even if it's like, oh, he's still on the table, yeah.
I don't know. I don't think
Like I
so.
haven't heard a peep.
Yeah, I think it's people are looking to the future at this point. I think honestly, his time in McLaren, they somehow, although he was the only guy in like the last decade to win for them, they've tanked his like stock
Bro, I've
and
never
people wanting
seen a
him as a
stock
driver.
drop so astronomically in F1 like Daniel Ricciardo's has this 1 year at McLaren, and it's not even over yet. Like last year was a bunch of high notes. Well, one, the McLaren car was actually good. You can't tank the driver because he did. Yes, the start of the season took him a little bit, but he was coming from Renault, dog. He was learning a whole new, brand new system
You
of a
know
car.
what? I feel like that uh the fact that he changed teams up so quick might have also hurt his chances of getting onto another team, you know?
Yeah, I guess kind of putting all his eggs in one basket type deal, and that didn't work out.
Well, not really that. I mean, it was he went to Renault and then he cut cut ship with Renault ASAP as soon as he could to go to McLaren. So, I mean, like we were saying, maybe he could go to Alpine, but that was definitely bridge burned right there. and then yeah, he goes to McLaren, and then they're ready to drop him like drop it like it's hot, try to get him off the team. He hasn't been
Yeah.
putting up numbers this year,
Oscar
so
Piastri, we sign you. Oh, Daniel, can you put out this post saying you're committed to us? Like,
it's
bruh,
cold.
it's that is literally cold-hearted. Which brings me to my next point. Now that we literally touch on that subject, with the bromance of Yuki and Pierre now broken up, how long was Pierre talking? Like, realistically, was talking with Alpine?
I mean,
Like,
it's got to be at least a month. You know, I'd imagine they probably started talking to him as soon as or maybe he started talking to them as soon as that Oscar Piastri fiasco went down.
that is true. I mean, it could have been the month, but I swear we were seeing for the longest time Pierre Gasly coming out with a new statement of yes, he's committed to AlphaTauri, but he very much wants to grow into another team. Like
I
I
think we
saw that scene all the time.
I think everybody knew that. I don't think that was like a secret. I think that was kind of like openly known knowledge around the grid. So like I
That's
think
true.
I think Alpine capitalized on that. They're like, well, shit, we need a driver, and everyone knows that Pierre does not want to be at AlphaTauri, even though he re-signed with them. Like that could be a no-brainer.
That is true. Oh, so did they have to buy him out? Damn, I wonder how much his buyout
Well,
was.
I gotta say, I'm sure the Nick DeVries bargaining chip was able to like either get him out of that one or lower the cost. You know.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, Nick DeFries is going to race for damn near every. He's going to be affiliated with damn near every F1 team on the grid.
And you know, yeah, he's pretty much driven for I don't
He's
know, like
he's tested and driven for damn near half the grid already.
he's everyone's favorite test driver, I guess. But now he's got a real seat, so that's exciting.
It is exciting. Like, especially, yes, we all know he started in P8 or P7 for a really good help to like keep him there, but the driving that he showed on his debut in a car he wasn't really familiar with, coming in super last minute, just jumping in qualifying. Like it's that's a super good talent that I think that right there, yeah, he was being considered 100%, but that I think sealed the deal on teams actually going, yes, I want you, get on my team. So I
Yes,
think that really locked up his stock.
yeah, I think so. I mean, dude, he came in there and made waves, and everyone was talking about him, and we can say
He made
confidently that,
waves in a car that doesn't make waves.
and he has points where the real driver on the team doesn't even have points.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, you literally made a full-time driver on the lineup the third place driver of your lineup. Like,
Wild, right?
that hurts so bad, which brings me to the point of that Haas seat of it potentially being Nico
Ooh,
Hulkenberg. Bro, it, the dude's not even sniffed a podium in like how many years of racing? He's been around for a minute.
yeah.
Like
I mean, I think it's I don't know. We'll see what happens,
over a
but
couple of teams.
speaking of the Haas seat, I mean, Mick's not really building the case for himself. He had a pretty big crash in FP1 yesterday.
Yeah, what the hell happened there? Like I obviously know they were on inters and full wets at times. I know it was raining.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really break it down fully for you, but it was like it was raining clearly, and I think he just
Just
binned it
lost
somehow.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's a young driver, and I don't know, but like that's definitely not helping him on those contracts like negotiations.
Did you
And
see
he wasn't even
Latifi
able.
totally forget like the runoff area and turn?
Latifi, yeah, he made his own way on the track, so I haven't seen that
Absolute goat
before.
behavior.
That's a Sigma male move right there.
That's a Sigma. That's a five head play right there. Just make
Everyone
your
else
own
is
track.
following what everyone's been told, and he's setting his own path. I like it. A
No,
true
yeah.
pioneer in the sport, you might say.
This track potentially in the wet this weekend could be just absolutely fucking bananas. Honestly,
Yeah, I
it
saw I saw that there's like a 40% chance for rain, and it looks like I looked up the weather forecast and it looks like Saturday, which was I guess today. Today is Saturday for them, even though it's
Yeah.
still Friday for us. Uh, it's sunny or cloudy, not rainy. But then Sunday night when they're racing, it should have like a chance of raining towards the end of the race.
Yeah,
So
see that could be, I mean, we all know Ferrari can't even make a freaking like cognitive decision about a tire strategy with perfect weather. So I can't wait to see if, hey, last 15 minutes of the race we're gonna have rain. I can't wait to see teams try to handle this.
hey, 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 they had a good weekend last weekend.
I know,
All
you're
right,
right, you're right, you're right. Let's ride the momentum. You're
let's
right.
give them the benefit of the doubt.
I'm not gonna be a negative Nancy about it. They had a good weekend.
We've
Let's
rode
see
them
if
hard
they
all season, dude.
yeah, phrasing. Yeah.
Phrasing. I mean, honestly, I'm in a good mood. I'm ready to see what happens. Like, Max Verstappen's probably gonna win the world championship this weekend if he gets first place and fastest lap, which he set the fastest lap in FP3. So I'm
Yeah.
just saying
And
that could
right
be.
now, quali has officially started on our time as of recording this right now.
Oh man, I'm definitely excited to watch it. I might have to peek a little bit of that
Oh,
before I go to sleep.
I'm peeking right now. Don't you worry, brother. As we're
Oh,
talking about these notes and as we're moving through this race prediction, I will be dropping in some hints.
all right, all right, all right. Well, let's cover some recaps. Like FP1, Alonso gets fastest
What
in
a
the session. It's
absolute
wet,
goat behavior.
dude. He gets fourth place in FP3. He's coming in hot this weekend, dude.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's very literally with the conditions of what I'm looking at right now. I think Fernando Alonso actually could have some serious pace on this track.
Dude, and if it rains at the end of the like, if he can hold his position pretty good, like for the race, and then it
Oh,
rains at the
he's the
end,
Minister of Defense, brother.
he could sneak a podium. If not, I don't want to say a win,
Like a
but
sneaky P3?
definitely a sneaky P, maybe a sneaky P2 even, because it looks like
Ooh.
the Ferrari boys were struggling out there in the rain, especially.
I mean, yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, name the last good Ferrari race you saw in the rain, even counting last year.
Maybe I don't know.
Dude, yeah, like you can't, we can't find any, and
Yeah,
this is a really weird track. This track kind of reminds me of Portugal, how it's got a like elevation changes and like weird embankments and stuff like that throughout the whole track. I really like this track for that, and
did we put this S tier?
the
I
Japan
feel like
track
we
it was
S
super
tiered. I
high up
think
there.
we. There's no way we didn't S tier this guy.
No, like we had to 100% S tier this. It had to be super high up there.
Dude, this is gonna be so exciting. It's been so long since I've been
I
here,
know it's
and
been I think two, almost 3 years.
I think it's definitely a driver's favorite.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen one complain about this track at all.
Yeah, I know, dude. Oh, dude, it's gonna be so great. And then next race is the one that we're going to, Circuit of the Americas.
Yes, sir. Coda,
Yeah,
the
dude,
big
I'm
old
stoked for
Coda.
that. I'm stoked for that. I can't wait to see these cars like in real life.
Dude, you could probably like obviously since we've never been, you could probably feel them.
Oh yeah, I hope so.
Like that shit. I'm gonna be like that weird chick from Ricky Bobby. I could feel it, the motors. But
Oh
nah,
gosh.
dude. And then we move into FP2, and dude, we see the Mercedes locking out P1 and P2. What is that about? They just absolutely just out of nowhere. Well, actually, you know what? Never mind. Take that back. They totally sandbagged FP1, and then actually showed like real pace FP2.
Everyone else was sandbagging FP2 because then FP3 comes and they're 6 and 7.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah, but FP3 is everyone's just running full quali sims, like all
Yeah,
push laps, just getting ready. So like
yeah,
I can see the eagerness there, but I don't know. Maybe over the race time, the Mercedes actually favor really well on this track, which I think they do.
yeah. We'll see. I mean, they've been super competitive as of late. Like the last few races. Like, I think if anything, if you're a Mercedes fan, you should definitely be excited about next season.
Oh yeah, I mean one, just imagine if you started with the same pace you did mid-season this season at the beginning of the season. If you didn't have to figure it out the first 5, 6 races, you know? Like they salvaged the season big time. They still
Mhm.
have a realistic chance to get P2 in this. And getting P2 in this, the car that they started with would be I would consider
Huge.
that an astronomical W.
That's a massive win. Yeah, for sure. I mean, honestly, if they want to get that, they really have to hope that Ferrari screws up because Ferrari's car is definitely the better of those. But
Oh,
I
I
don't know.
agree.
It's not out of the realm of possibilities, honestly. Especially in the wet. I feel like, man, honestly, George Russell's been on some sus shit lately with his racecraft.
Dude, it's almost like he's getting that Benjamin Button disease of the brain of just like the dude. Oh, I gave him plenty of space, brother. He had 80% of the track when he hit.
George, you turned into him.
Bro, I'm glad his engineer straight up corrected him like on the spot. It's like saying that because he's like, I don't know what happened there. I gave him
He
plenty of
tried to hit him
space.
with the Hamilton line, but Hamilton's I don't know, man.
Only he can get away with it.
Only Hamilton can Hamilton, and it's because he's freaking great, and it's probably not his fault if that should happen. Granted, okay, with Max there were some definitely some getting the elbows out, but you kind of have to do that with Max.
I mean, you have to. You literally everybody under the sun or anybody that's watched a freaking 5-minute clip of Drive to Survive knows that Max Verstappen is the hardest racer on the grid. And
He will
it's
bully
like,
the shit out of you if you let him.
dude, it's literally that. He will literally bully the shit out of you if you let him. So simply don't let him.
Yeah.
That's the racing craft you have to do. But when, George literally just like he just dumbed out. He dumbed out the
Sometimes
last weekend.
I feel like sometimes he just gets in his own little world, his own little bubble, and just does not know what the hell's going on around him. He's like, "Oh,
Dude,
I'm in
that's
a
so
Mercedes. I'm
fucking
fast."
bro, and he thinks he's like don't get me wrong. I know he's a PR dream. He very very much is like the model F1 driver or whatever that you want to like be or how you want to speak or how you want. I get it, but not everybody sees through nice guy George. Like you don't have to. I don't know what he was doing there. I gave him the space. Come on, George. Come on.
Bro, you are not
Like
Lewis Hamilton.
you can't keep getting away with this. Like it's
I
not,
honestly, I honestly wish he would lean more into the villain side.
dude. Right?
I'm here for that type of shit. As you know, I'm a fan of like the heel in
Oh yeah, you want the
UFC.
villain arc.
I love the villains. Like, yeah, I want all the smoke. I want the guy that's talking the most shit. Like, I need
That's
that. And
why.
honestly, F1 doesn't really have someone like that. People try to paint Max Verstappen as that kind of guy, but I feel like he's just honestly a good
See,
dude.
Kimmy was that guy, but not in like a rude villain way. As in, I don't
He
give a
was
shit.
just a
I just want to
savage.
race. Yeah, like that was Kimmy. So like, it wasn't a villain arc. I guess. Man, who would you? Man, who would be a villain arc? I guess Michael Schumacher was a little bit of he had a little bit of a villain arc. Nicky Lauda in his prime had a
He had
little bit
that
of a
dog in
villain
him,
arc.
bro.
Ayrton Senna, all the super great ones had a little bit of a villain arc. I mean, ooh, I'll tell you, Nico Rosberg, he was
Oh,
he,
definitely. Wait, you're
Nico
talking about the
Rosberg.
2016 world champion Nico Rosberg that beat Lewis Hamilton equal machinery? That
I am
Nico
talking
Rosberg?
about the 2016 F1 champion Nico Rosberg that beat Lewis Hamilton in equal machinery. That's the exact one I'm talking about.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
He definitely was on some villain shit. But honestly, all right, enough of this. Like, we've been having a good time talking about this. I want to go watch this qualifying, and I want to get these race predictions out
I'm
here.
peeping
So
right now.
yeah, I know you're people. I need to get to my TV though to watch this thing.
No, you're right.
But here we go. All right, race predictions. We got Suzuka. It's a fast circuit.
Yes,
Um,
super fast, a lot of chicanes, and they have two main straights, but a lot of these are super fast cornering. The majority of the track is cornering.
I think so far it's been proven that the Red Bull is very fast on this track.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
I think I would argue the Red Bulls and the AlphaTauris will have a pretty decent weekend this weekend.
I think Max is going to seal the deal here this weekend and win the 2022 championship. I think he's getting first place and fastest lap.
I agree. I mean, yeah, especially after he wants to clean up what happened last weekend. That's not Max Verstappen that we know.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, I don't know. I feel like all the hype going into this weekend, like it's like the story's writing itself, man. It's a perfect layup for him to just dunk that and just, you know, get this championship. He gets rid of the controversy of last year that all the doubters are saying didn't deserve it. Now he's won it, and yeah,
Yeah,
just
which is a
solidify
shame
it.
because the ruling from the FIA still hasn't come out on the budget issues. So if he gets
Mm.
crowned champion and then that news comes out, what happens? I'm not saying I'm saying anything, and you're obviously not saying he's the champion by all means. You don't score 300 something points by yourself by accident. So like it's obviously a championship, but dude, I mean, come on, how hard is it to look at an Excel sheet saying, "Oh, that number is bigger." Like it's we should like like I don't
Well,
understand why it's taking that long.
I don't think it's that easy because a lot of these teams have multiple like other subsidiary companies that they have that
That's fair, yeah.
it gets deep. All right. They're not playing with child's money over here, dude. This is the pinnacle of motorsport, as they say. So
Okay,
there's a
Michael
lot that goes
Massey,
into it.
I'm just the armchair guy. No, I'm just kidding. No,
Uh,
you're
I mean,
100% right. You're 100% right.
I'm not Michael Massey. I'm not Michael Massey. But yeah, I think Max wins it. I think uh I don't think Checo does as well as he did
I think he
last week.
struggles a little bit. Yeah, I think he's a
I
solid
think
P4,
he's
P5 right now.
I agree with you there. I agree with you there. I think like I said earlier, I'm gonna do my P3 as Alonso because I think he's gonna get a sneaky finish
Love
at
it.
the end.
I do love that.
And then P2, I have to go with Charles again. I think he's, uh, I think he's got it in him. I,
So
I mean, he's proven it. But go ahead.
mathematically, with Charles getting second, does Charles like what's the setup? I know
Doesn't
it's not.
matter
Oh, it doesn't matter at all.
if
So if
if
he
Max
wins,
wins first and gets the fastest lap, it's done
okay,
deal no matter
okay,
what
yeah,
happens.
no, he's got this in the bag.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
no, you're right. I think Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen is a safe 2-1. I 100% agree. I think Charles and Ferrari and Carlos Sainz they want to carry what they did last week into the momentum of today and this weekend, and really see if they can connect and put together and start picking up the pieces. Obviously, everybody knows it's way too late to pick up the pieces for
look,
anything
look,
right
look.
now.
They weren't fighting for the title. They just wanted to be competitive this year. So
Oh, now the copium is real. The
I mean, that's what they
copium.
said themselves. I don't
Yeah,
agree with
two
that.
races in.
I think that was stupid. I think that was stupid of them to say. I think they honestly destroyed their season by putting their expectations so low. They didn't actually think they had a shot. Then when they came out as the favorites, they were like, what do we
Yeah,
do?
what do question? Question?
Self sabotage, self
Yeah,
sabotage. We're ready for this. Too
the
much pressure.
power went to their the power and pressure went to the head. They're like, collapsing under pressure. We're witnessing a breakdown.
But yeah, I
Like,
mean, I guess if their real objective was to be competitive, you did it. You're second place. So
yeah,
maybe not. Maybe
congrats
you're
on that.
third, but congrats, I guess. But no, yeah, I think Charles is still that guy. I just hope that next year they can figure out some kinks and be more competitive.
No, they'll figure it out next year. Just like I think the rest of the teams already pulled the plug on the rest of this year and have already started to focus on next year, which rightfully so. You could only really do so much out of the gate with this car this year. You either got to design right and you can build off of that, or you didn't and you had to go back to the drawing board and basically chalk the rest of the season. So
I
it's
think,
like,
on that note, I think Red Bull killed their design. Ferrari nailed their design. They have some tweaks to hammer out, but
yeah,
they're pretty much there.
they're in the process of just hey further development. That's
And
it.
then Mercedes started out bad, but they fixed it towards the end. So that's really crazy how they did that. So I think those three teams are honestly all in a pretty solid place for next year.
Yeah, those three teams are totally right. McLaren got it completely wrong. Um, Haas got it
Aston
some way.
Martin.
They're like somewhere in between McLaren and Ferrari. They're somewhere in between. They got it right. They just need to extract it out of it. And then Aston Martin, I mean, just uh, as far as the apple can fall from the tree, that's how far it went. Like that, it
Williams, we've been saying it for a little bit now. I think Williams nailed part of it. So let's see how they can
see.
improve for next year.
That's the thing, and that's where you were totally right on Williams. At least they got one thing right. That means like, further, like, make that
They got
better.
they got
Further
two things right
progress.
also.
Go ahead.
Alex
Durability.
Albon.
Yeah, that's true. Alex Albon. Alex
Yeah.
Albon and a car that can fucking go really fast in a straight line. Like that, those are the two things that he did right, and the rest they can build off of. So it's a good
Yep.
stepping stone for a brand new era. But all right, you gave your top three. Let's see my top three. I like the Alonso P3, but frankly, I do think because Daniel Ricciardo's driving with nothing to lose, and Norris is still doing Lando Norris things with that shitbox of a car. I do think McLaren is gonna inch out their wins a little bit more than Alpine, so Alonso will not be in my top three. But
Okay.
I do have Max Verstappen winning with the fastest lap becoming the a two-time world champion.
Okay.
I do have him winning that. Charles Leclerc P3, and I have Lewis Hamilton P2.
Whoa, whoa. This guy's losing it, guys. Yo, break that one down for me.
Even though I see Lewis Hamilton at P18 right now on the mediums qualifying.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a little rough right now, but he just switched to the softs, so that was just on mediums. But I don't know. I like I just like what I'm seeing a little bit on qualifying that I'm watching now. But you know, FP2 is really good for Mercedes. They show pace on a track like this. They're faster notoriously in every map we've seen from F1 data analysis. Shout out the boy. Um, every analysis I've seen this year, the one thing I've noticed is that Mercedes is consistently faster in the corners. Yes, the straightaway there is two very prevalent straightaways on this track, but they make up all of their time and speed in those corners. So like I'm gonna have to give an edge to Mercedes this weekend. So I have Max at first, Lewis Hamilton at second, Charles at third, with like a Sainz or Perez at fourth or fifth, a McLaren at sixth. Both McLarens in double points. You'll have like Alonso in points at like P8, but like McLarens will be mixed in there, and then of course mid-con will be the lower half of his midness, so probably like 11th or 12th, maybe even a 13th. So
oh man,
that's what I'm predicting.
that's pretty cold. I mean, I just turned on the qualifying to look, and I see Alonso P4 still. So just
No,
saying.
that holds up with you, bro. I like that pick because one, the dude can do it. He literally is the two time. Like he's a goat. So I would not put it past him squeaking out a P3.
Yeah, I think we got our cards on the table, so I'm excited to see what happens. I think yeah, I mean, let's watch this quali, and then we got a good race going on tomorrow. I'm excited because it's actually at night, so I don't have to wake up at freaking 5 a.m. to watch a race.
I know that's so. I actually like really like that.
Yeah, I can stay up late. I can. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, guys, that's been episode 40 of the Lockup Podcast. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at TLUPF1. Follow us on Instagram at TLUP.f1. Check out our YouTube. Keep showing love on that. Anchor.fm on literally everything. Uh, and yeah, we're
Prestige worldwide. Wide.
wide. Black leather gloves. All right. See y'all nerds later. We're watching quality. Have a good night.